Hi everybody, today we're going to make some bread. We have olive oil, flour, yeast, salt, sugar, and we have like a little cup thing and then a tablespoon. We're going to use our KitchenAid for it today, and then it should hopefully go pretty easy. Alright, so you want the water to be hot but not scorching. And you need 3/4 of a cup. That's good. Okay. Just about 3/4. First.
Hold on, I just start blending it.
Oh. Okay, we're going to do the yeast first. One tablespoon. Sugar. Also 1 tablespoon.
Say it again.
What?
Say it again.
Get a fork out and we're going to mix it up. Okay. While that's going and starting up, we're going to get the flour in the bowl. We need 3 cups of flour. Again, it doesn't have to be super exact. Okay. And you need a pinch of salt, which I'm just going to go like this. Okay. Okay, you can see how it's a little foamy on top, right? And then you also want to look at inside. So we can, it's like really thick, and you can see tiny bubbles. It's hard to see on the camera, but you can see the tiny bubbles if you look at it. It's ready to go.
Activating the yeast.
So we're going to turn on the flour so that it mixes the salt in a little bit. Add our yeast mix. We need a tablespoon of oil. We use olive oil. Now while that's mixing, I like to take the water, where we got the water and the yeast. I think a little bit in there. So we're going to take it over here to the sink. I'm going to turn the water on real slow. And we're just going to get it off the edge. Well, don't put too much in, maybe half a cup or so. Okay, we're just going to dump it in. I like to get a little extra water just in case. Not much. Alright, so at this stage we're a little bit, all of the dough is a little bit wet, so we're going to kick it up a notch to 2. Alright, so we wait a little bit. Looks like we have just a little bit of need for a little bit of water. We take it, put a little bit in. That's probably enough. Let's see. You can see how it's picking up the dough off the edge of the bowl. So we can lower it down a little bit. See how the dough looks? It looks a little sticky, but it also is not sticking to the bowl, right? So that's what you want. And I'm going to let this go for another couple minutes just to get it nice and kneaded for me. Make sure all the water gets transferred around. We'll see how it goes. Okay, we're done. Oh. I like to drop it down, and sometimes that kind of gets the dough off of the hook. Helps me out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, bring it over here, please. Okay, we can see the consistency of it. See how it's a little sticky, but not sticky. Okay, what we want to do is we want to just kind of fold it under, fold it under, fold it under. You can see it's kind of tearing a little bit. Okay, that's all right. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Take it, just put it in the bowl. Get a new clean towel. You want to just put it over top. And you can do two if you like. 2 towels. And you can do the opposite direction here. Just like that. And you gotta wait about an hour. Okay? Alright, so it's been about an hour. I'm not even sure what time it was, to be honest. And we're gonna check out our dough. See, it rose a little bit. Okay. We're just gonna get in here. We're gonna go like this. See how it kind of tore up, but there looks like there was some bubbles there? That's good. Pull it out. Open hand like this. And what you're gonna find is the dough on the top is a little dry, and then the dough that was against the bowl is a little wet. That's perfectly fine, and that's why we put the towel on, is so that it doesn't dry too much on the top. Now we can see, let me show you something here. See how holy the dough is? All those air bubbles in there? It's real good. Put it back together here. Okay, we have our bread pan and a stick of our homemade butter. You can use your store-bought butter if you like, no big deal. We're just gonna butter the pan. Doesn't have to be crazy covered, but you don't have to get every nook and cranny, but you want to cover as much surface area as you can, both the bottom and the sides. Okay. So it's a little crumbly, but our butter is a little crumbly, but it'll work. Take your dough, we'll kind of elongate it a little bit. Okay, just about the length of the pan. Put her in there. Then you want to squish it into the edges. Okay, just like this. Okay. We're gonna put a towel over it again. Just one this time. And let it go for another half hour. Alright, so it's been an hour. I did say half an hour, but I should have said an hour. And some way that you can mitigate that half hour, that other hour, is you can take the dough straight from the mixer. You can butter your pan, and you can put it right into the pan, and it'll come out like this in an hour. As you can see, that it's nice and bubbled up. It's bulged over the top, and it's ready to go in the oven. So you do 375. Put it nice in the middle. You do, put my timer thingy here. You do 25 minutes. And you don't touch it. The entire 25 minutes, you don't open this oven. You don't do nothing. Okay, we're all done here. Stop this. Get my thingy out. Okay, that's what we look like. Pretty good so far. Put it on the rack. Uh-oh. Must not doing a very good job here. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to let that cool for 15 minutes before we cut into it. If you cut into it too early, you'll let all your moisture out and you end up with a dry loaf of bread. Okay, go. Ready? All right, so it's been 15 minutes. We're going to move it over to our cutting board. Okay. Ready? We're going to cut into it. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty yummy. Looks pretty good to me. Can we do it again?
It's fine. Just
What? Is it fine
let
or is
me
it great?
zoom in first. Let me zoom in first. So hold it up. Now say it.
Looks pretty good to me. I want to thank you for watching our video. I hope you learned how to make bread today, and I hope it works out for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas we could do for different recipes or different ways of making bread just as bread. I just wanted to say it should last about a week or so if you put it into a bread box, and it should last up to 2 weeks if you put it into the refrigerator.